Hello, and welcome to 10 Very Big Books, a Malazan read-through podcast. My name is Peter Bond. I've read each book in the main series. However, my two co-hosts are reading the series for the first time. With me today is my friend and closest confidant, India Jones.
Hello.
And he recently joined the tennis gallery and is having second thoughts. It's Josh Baker.
Yes. My second thoughts are, why didn't I do this sooner? It's incredible here. All you can eat, any time of day.
And they have robust health insurance, you know.
Yes.
You got to look for the bennies. That's where
the
bennies
it's at, you know.
At. Today on the podcast, we're talking about chapters 10, 11, 12, and 13, and it's the second half of a book that I forget the name
book 3.
Book 2?
Book 2. It's called
Electric Boogaloo.
Barghast Time. That was what I first thought of. It's not the Hearthstone. Got it.
Oh, right, because they stole it from Blizzard.
Yeah.
Classic Ericsson.
Actually, I think this came first. So if anything, they're infringing on Steve's IP.
Okay.
Oh, that's true. We got to take Blizzard down, guys.
Yeah, the little podcast that could. Anywho's, before we started the show, I did want to mention I have a quick corrections section. We received some email clarifying some points that I just wanted to clear up on the show. We were talking about Quickpen being a former priest of Shadow, and you were speaking about how House Shadow existed, and it's worthwhile noting that it predates Kellen Ved and Dancer's ascension into the house. Like that whole that high house existed before, and the Warren.
And there just wasn't anyone leading it. He just still he still was a priest of just this house that didn't have a leader.
Yeah, there was a cult of Shadow, but there.
That clears it up. Thank you.
And then additionally, when I was there, I told you we were talking about the prologue again, and I said that the Sister of Cold Nights was not an elder god, and I was mistaken. She is an elder god.
And that's from the prologue, yes? Yeah,
and that's I believe India was right because she said that and I corrected her. So whoops.
Damn
Classic
right.
PB.
Yeah. So anyway, on to chapter 10. Chapter 10. In Capustan, Gruntle mourns Harlow's death with the bottle. After a week of this, Buke and Gruntle walk the city. It's too late to escape Capustan. The Pannion draw near. Corbel, Broach, and Botchlin have taken up residence in a mansion. A corpse was found near the estate, and Gruntle and Buke agree to try and interrupt and investigate the necromancers. From the city walls, Itkovian sees thousands of soldiers approaching the city. Behind them, even more Tenniscowry. Hetin approaches the Grey Swords and requests an audience with the city's mass council. On their way, Brokelion speaks for the Talani Mass. They will defend the North Gate from Kell Hunters. The Talani Mass have no will to fight the Pannion Domin. In the council hall, Hetin appeals to the 14 priests of the Mass Council. Capustan is built on Barghast land, taken from the Barghast people long ago. Hetin requests this to be recognized, rights to pilgrimage, and the relics from the first family that lay underneath the chamber. After debate, Wrath Queen of Dreams grants Hetin claim, and they begin to excavate the relics. As they dig, Wrath Fenir consults with Carnatus. The Tiger of Summer Trake is dead, yet Wraith Trake is healthy and well. Stony spars with a greysword and tells Gruntle to talk with Karuli. The priests pulled their souls into a warren of an elder god in order to save their lives. The two travel into the city and find Karuli. The priest has made a temple of sorts, building a dream for a dead family. Gruntle apologizes. Karuli gives him a bird to help heal Buke's stomach and warns Gruntle something is going to find him. In the cavern underneath the Mass Council's chamber, they've unearthed 9 canoes, wrapped bodies within. They seem to resemble both Trell, Barghast, and Toblakai. Hetin and Kaffel speak of the T'ist-Ur, and how their ancestors used to battle these gray-skinned people. Itkovian knows them as the Tist-Eater, the children of Shadow. Hetin thinks they must leave the founding spirits for now, and tells the council the Barghast will not save them. Before they leave, Wrath Trake speaks to the Grey Swords, and thinks the coming battle will need 2 Lords of Summer. both Fenrir and Drake, and he will help them investigate the suspicious Wrath Fenrir. There are two storylines in this chapter, one about the Grey Swords and petitioning the Mass Council, but first we catch up with Gruntle as he's recovering and orienting himself within Capustan. India, what did you think about catching up with Gruntle as he talks about Kobold Brooch and then checks in with Cruelly?
First of all, Erickson did a fantastic job describing his hangover. I've never related to anything in this book more, but... You know, Grundle's going through a lot of shit right now. He's feeling, I'd say, some guilt and remorse, and he's just sad, you know, his friend's dead. So to automatically just jump right into with Buke, how are we going to take down these necromancers now is kind of a lot. Like, I just, honestly, at this point, they're so powerful. I feel like I just, like, let them do what they're going to do.
Yeah, what do you think they're getting up to in that house?
I don't know.
I don't want to know in the slightest.
But, like, by the entrails left behind, I want to say it's not too, like, I don't know. I honestly was so annoyed when they saved them, too. Like, I was so angry. But I have no idea what they're up to in that house, honestly. I hope that it's not, I hope it's good. Why would it be good? I don't know. But this book is already just setting me up for so much freaking devastation. Why, though, I guess, it has Buke always been, like, not about, like, what's going on here? Because, like, why now is he trying to stop everything?
Well, I think he dedicated himself to kind of snooping it out pretty early on, I think, before they even went to...
Oh, that was him and not the other guy?
Saltoin.
I thought that was
that was him.
Grundle.
No, Harlow is the one who dies.
Oh.
Yes.
And then Buke is like, his like family died,
yes,
and he's all sad
the
about
fire.
it.
The fire, he couldn't save anyone. Yes, got it.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of burns on his arm. It's like...
These names are pissing me off, honestly. It's really making it hard to follow their storylines.
I fully feel you on that.
Yeah, so...
Josh...
Wait, no, I'm not done.
Please.
So now when we go to Karuli and...
Yeah, what do you think's... What's going on with his vibe? He's got an intense new house.
I gotta say, I've never... First of all, I was really disturbed that he chose the house of the murdered family because they have, like, good energy. Whatever.
That was buck wild.
I'm digging the feng shui of this place.
Yeah, this is... And then, like, how casually... Is it Stoney who walks in and she's like, yeah, the mama dragged her body right here. And then they're, like, joking.
Oh, God, I forgot, yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is a lot. But... When I'm reading this, that part, I like even wrote in our group chat, I was like, is he good or bad, Karuli? Because I don't remember. Or is it like unknown?
And our response was shoulder raise, because it's unclear.
I mean, he saved their souls. That's worth something, right?
He did. And he also saved the souls of the family in the house, didn't he? Or no?
Yeah, he like drifted them into like a dream space.
Like,
so they could have like
cool
a peaceful...
of him, but also let them just like do whatever they're going to do, you know?
Yeah, I still do not at all trust that fool.
Me either. And what is the bird that he gave for Buke? Like, what is that little tummy bird?
Little tummy. It's little Tums.
God love a tummy bird.
You know, for indigestion.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm interested in... I can tell you very clearly that I have no idea what's to come with this storyline.
Well, before we talk about the Grey Swords, Josh, let me ask you, how are you feeling since... Gruntle is unambiguously definitely trapped in this city right now.
Mm-hmm. How am I feeling about that?
Yeah, like I feel like I'd be like trying to like a waste of a week getting drunk when you could be not in this city. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like thinking about it gives me a tummy ache, and I can only imagine like how like I can't imagine being in a city that is imminently under siege. Like. It would take all of my discipline to not just like run out the back gate and hope for the best, which I know would get me killed.
Yeah,
but like
absolutely.
it's probably what I would want to do.
I agree. That's where I'd be at.
Mm-hmm. Because like I'm good. I don't need to be here.
Yeah. So let me ask you then about the other big storyline this chapter, which I think gets more of the show of it all. And I personally I love this sequence. The Grey Swords observe the kind of impending army that has surrounded the city, but then they go to the Mass Council and along with Hetton, and we see the Barghast unearthing all this stuff, talking about their history. We learn a lot about their quest here, and Hetton speaks a lot. What did you think of this sequence?
I thought it was incredibly cool. I loved everything about it. I feel like okay. all of book 1, I was always just like, now what's a Barghast? And then
Yeah.
all of book 2, I was like,
What's a
now
Trell?
a Barghast and Trell, same? Different? I don't understand any, right? And so now, like, we're getting all these gigantic reveals about their nature, and I feel very vindicated that, like, it's okay I couldn't know what they were, because everything's a fucking Barghast, and a Barghast is everything.
Barghast or Trell, Trell or Barghast, Barghast
Yes,
or
yeah, they're all the
Togelkai.
same. It's crazy. So I was very happy about that. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm a history nerd, so like getting to see characters learn these huge facts of history just in front of them is really cool to me. I do have a couple questions. That being said,
I do want to jump in because I do want to clarify. I do think, from what I understand, I don't think they're all the same race. I think it's like they're like sharing
descendant
an
from
ancestry.
yes.
So yeah, hit me with these questions.
My question is exclusively about the masked council.
Sure.
Can you give me, like, what the fuck are they?
They're here's my understanding. They're a powerful part of the governing body in Capustan, and each mass member represents a god, and they all have a share influence, and you can I'm sure
I feel like I have that.
Okay.
Are they, as individuals, like, are they Warren users? Are they, like, actually just connected to their god in a tangible way? Like, I don't know. That's what confuses me, is, like, why do they have power? Other than, like, tradition. Like, why are these specific people the ones who are on the masked council?
Well, I think tradition probably plays a part in it, but my read on it more has to do with that there's probably an individual difference between them. And I think the Rathfanir thing is a good example, because you have these Grey Swords who are obviously very closely related to their god, who maybe think that Rathfanir is an Adestrian, isn't that tied to the Boar god, or
right.
So I think plausibly each one of them could kind of have a different relationship. I don't think it's the same across the board.
And then with, like, Wrath Trake, like, Trake isn't yet a god, right? He's like an ascendant.
Yeah, he's
like
an
a
ascendant,
hero?
the first hero. Yeah, but he's dead, and like Trake's still like looking beautiful.
That's all right. I'm sure that will be important.
Trake's
later.
got great skin.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Good talk.
Good talk. Annie, what did you think of all this?
I like Hetton. She's a bad bitch. That's really my main thoughts throughout this whole
Hetton
thing.
is the definitive bad bitch.
So they're digging out these bodies, these corpses in boats.
Sure.
And they're like, oh, these don't look like Barghast. They look like a combination of three whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then they're like, oh, we all have a common ancestor.
Yeah.
So what? Can you just tell me why this is relevant? Like, what did you think? What did you all just think you were different? Like, really?
I think so, and I think that's, I don't know.
Fools.
I mean, I think it's making a point, maybe, how, and they do this later when the Barghast kind of have a prejudice against the Moranth, even though they also share a similar ancestry, and they're like, oh, well, this is kind of just an illusory thing.
We were not.
Yeah, well, just like, that's just like,
No, I think
I don't
that's
know,
what he
it's
said.
like Corful. Yeah. Well, I guess I just mean I think it's like an easy way to show people can just draw lines between each other, even if they share similar ancestry,
Yeah. This is disinteresting to me, I think. I'm just not seeing how it plays into the grander scheme of this book, so.
What did you guys think about the first time we really talked about the Tist Eater, from what I understand?
I mean, they're just like spoopy.
Are they bad?
At dark.
They're bad, right?
The spoopy people of the dark, I guess, right? That's all I got out of that.
They're of the shadow, Josh. It's worth delineating, so.
I'm pretty sure they're of Mother Dark, so fucking eat me.
Definitely not. They're of the shadow, for sure. So.
Aren't they of Mother Dark?
They're her third children, I believe.
Yeah, they're the children of Mother Dark.
They are, but they're
so eat me.
But the Tist Andy are dark. It's anyway.
Because they're light and dark. They're a shadow.
They're like a cross between them. They're a shadow. That's right, Inge.
What the fuck ever.
I really love this sequence. I just think I love the council. I love the imagery in it in my head.
I hate the council. They piss me off.
Oh, well, I like the idea of it. They all
council.
suck, for sure. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, they're a bunch of stupid assholes.
I like that they wear masks and the masks move with their faces.
That confuses me. Are they magic masks?
It's very campy, right?
Is it like what's the R.L. Stein? Goosebumps. Is it like Goosebumps, or can they never take the masks off?
They're all wearing Goosebumps masks?
Yeah, like, are they
Mask,
stuck with the masks forever? Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know the book you're talking about.
Are you kidding?
So...
It's Halloween.
The one where he gets the mask
girl
on his
puts
face.
a
It's like
mask.
the top.
She can't take it off.
That's like the top Goosebumps book.
Is that the whole story? She just can't take a mask
Yeah,
off?
and
This sounds like a
Yeah,
solvable
and it's
problem.
scary. What if you had a
It's
mask stuck on your
scary
face?
mask.
All I was going to say is I like...
Peter, I don't think you understand how scary this
We have
mask
to
is.
show him. Go ahead. Keep going, Peter. Don't mind me.
Yeah, I'll pull the video up.
I was going to bring up a more serious point, and I feel like we're really undercutting it with the Goosebumps thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, if you had just read the books when you were younger, we wouldn't be here.
All I was going to say is that clearly Erickson is being very purposeful in talking about how this city is kind of built native land. Stop showing me the mask. I think Erickson is being very purposeful about talking about how the city was built on kind of stolen land by away from these native people, and how their remains are and have been taken from it, and how I think I like that he actualizes the theft by having like this council room is literally built upon their remains. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
So
yeah, I get you.
It's another time when which Steve does a lot, where we're like literalizing the metaphor of what, or like the theme of what we're talking about.
You know,
what I mean?
I gotta say, this sounds a lot like a place I live now, America. Huh?
Oh, America?
Got him, America.
I gotta say, that is not a hot take, I feel.
That is just I think it's the take.
You could almost call it an
think it's a
objective
correct
historical statement.
Yes.
Some might say.
So, yeah, you could say it. So,
And I did.
that's, yeah.
And she did.
And I appreciate Steve writing about it. It's an important
Hell
thing
yeah,
to talk
Steve.
about.
More power to you.
Fuck yeah, Steve.
Get it. All right. Shall we move onward?
Onward
I guess
and upward.
the only other thing worth mentioning is there's a little suspicion going on with the Wrath Fenir, and maybe any thoughts about what's going on there, or any thoughts about Wrath Drake?
I don't trust any of them as far as I could throw them, and I'm not strong, so I couldn't throw them far. Like, they're all shitty.
So
All
they
right.
were like, they were calling out someone. Who was he calling out? And like, there hasn't been a real one in years. Obviously not you. You're real.
Yeah, so Wrath Fenir, the priest of Fenir, local to Capustan, is like, I think he's claiming to be a destriant of Fenir. And then Destric Carnanas is like actually a destriant.
Right.
And all these true Fenir diehards are like, okay, well, this dude's like a total bluffer. So they're trying to suss out what the dude's deal is. That's my read on it.
Yeah. Okay. Me too. Same read.
Same read. It's almost like we read a book that we at the same time.
Almost.
It's almost like that. Did you want to talk about the Goosebumps mask more? I feel like this is like, like kind of go out on the...
The moment's passed.
No, we
I
did our
think.
thing.
I just wanted a chance to circle back, but like, it's okay.
Thank you for the opportunity, Peter, but we gracefully decline.
It felt a little pedantic though, so.
I don't know if you use that word right, Josh.
Oh, well, that definitely felt pedantic. Wow.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to Google it now.
I forget what pedantic means. I just said a word and I knew as soon as I said it, I was like, that's the wrong word.
Chapter 11. The 7 squad awaits Perrin and Quickben near the Barghast range. Picker someone in the Discord said we're their favorite podcast.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I read that too. I was like, have you heard of any good podcasts?
I was like, have you heard of other podcasts? Anyway. Chapter 11. The 7 squad awaits Perrin and Quickben near the Barghast range. Picker considers her squad, and Blen suspects their outlawing may be a facade. Mallet returns and speaks of trouble with the healing Warren Denul. Quickben escapes Hood's Warren, however, his others are being saturated with a poison. The Barghast tribes celebrate together. 10,000 have answered to Humbrawl Tower. The Moranth Twist speaks with Perrin, and they see Trot's body tattooed with his people's history. Perrin has visions of the hold of beasts and notice Twist's ill-touched arm. As morning comes, the clan and the Bridgeburners will witness the duel between Trot's and Humbrawl Tower's youngest son. A corporal tells Perrin they are preparing munitions in case Trot's loses. Perrin tries to stifle this, but his command is poorly received. The duel begins, and the two Barghast trade fierce blows. It continues, but comes to an end when a heavily wounded Trotz disembowels the unnamed son. A healer rushes to his side, and combat almost breaks out between the Barghast and the Bridgeburners. The Barghast spirits will determine the fate of the duel. Leagues away, Quick Ben approaches the 7th squad. He speaks with Picker and the others, and then is pulled by earthen hands into the warren of the first landing. Ancient Barghast spirits speak of being trapped within Capustan. Quick Ben petitions Talamandus to channel Barghast sorcery through Mallet to help save Trotz. Trotz is being stabilized, but it is difficult. Mallet descends on Quarrel and opens up this Barghast warren. It is painful and almost lethal, but it will heal Trotz. Perrin is shocked by the orders he gave, and the soldiers are surprised too. After things settle, Perrin speaks with Humbrol Tower. He wishes Trotz to take his position amongst the Elder Barghast, and Humbrol Tower says another day. Humbrol laments the fracturing of the Barghast and says their people will not march with the Malazans after the Empire waged war against them in the north. Perrin leaves and meets up with Picker and the 7th. Quick Ben, after awaking, thinks he can change Humbrol Tower's mind. Picker's torques burn on her arm again, and along with Blend, the two women watch the Barghast camp fall into revelry. Perrin speaks with Quick Ben about Mallet, the first landing, and the Moranth. Then together, they go to find the victorious Trotz. So, Josh, this is one of those times that it's happened a few other times in the book where the whole chapter is kind of rooted in one place and kind of one event. And although we switch back and forth between Ninth Squad and sometimes Quick Ben, it's mostly situated on just the bridge burners with the Barghast. So how did you find, what stood out to you about this chapter?
I think one of the biggest things that stood out to me is that I would not do well in this world.
Preach.
Specifically because Quick Ben gets pulled into the ground by undead arms.
That pissed me off.
He's pretty chill about it.
And he's very chill about it. And I think the first time that happens, I am at best running for my life and jumping into the ocean and trying to swim somewhere. And at worst, I'm mentally broken forever. Like, and there is no scenario in which I come out and I'm like, all right,
There's
just going to keep
no scenario.
continuing on.
You show up in a swampy warren. You're like, oh, what's going on, ghosts? You talk to your stick friend, and you're like, and you start problem solving.
Yeah, no. The whole time I would just be screaming. So that was something. The whole Barghast thing has such a Dothraki feel to me.
Interesting.
In some ways, you know, well, because in the first book of Song of Ice and Fire, which I haven't read, I've just watched the show, but you know, they like have the giant like wedding ceremony, and there's Dothraki everywhere, just like fucking killing each other, and it's like a whole thing. And in this one, it's kind of just like, all right, all these Barghast are just gonna settle blood feuds right now. And, like, you know, there's 10,000, but there'll be, like, several hundred less in the morning when they've just slaughtered each other. It's just crazy. Like, what a wild party that is.
It's like boxing.
And again, if I was a Barghast, I am going to be subservient to everyone I meet out of fear that they're going to challenge me to a blood duel to the death. So, because I don't think I'm going to win a fight like that. I'm good out here.
What were you saying, Ange?
Well, I just feel like this whole situation of them like, well, we're all getting ready for the one big fight, so we're all going to do a few pre-fights just to...
just a little warm up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
So weird.
Why do they all think, like, okay, so they get there and Whiskey, or Perrin, I think, is like, I'm not going to stop you guys from, like, you know, doing what you're going to do here and doing what the people do here, because we'll probably all die tomorrow anyway. Now, they think that the Barghast people are going to kill them.
Yeah, they're all like, they're very suspicious, and that's, which, you know, only makes the Barghast suspicious too.
Why did they go there again?
Because they wanted to, like, pick them up as allies before they went south.
So they thought doing that by using Trotz to kill the king's son would be the best idea to make him the king,
Yes.
and that would be that.
Let's murder this boy, and then everyone that he's related to will follow us.
Yo, Whiskey Jack,
was
I
their
got a great
general
plan. Let's roll
Yeah.
up into the range, kill the kid, kill a kid, and then everyone's gonna be super stoked on us.
Disembowel a child publicly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really just get in there.
Okay. All right. And then it becomes kind of known that when he talks with the king person after they kill his son, that he really doesn't have that much power right now. Like his pull is just kind of.
They like complete they win, but then it's like, oh well, there's like 8 tribes. We
Yeah.
can't.
He's like, I can't really.
Plus, everyone hates you.
Yeah, that is fun. Okay, just making sure I understood that right.
Yeah.
That was really. I really actually liked that part of the book.
The ending. Something I too really like this chapter, and I think what stood out to me is like, well, to be frank, sometimes there's like fighting that I know there's stakes to, and there's like this is building somewhere, and these are moments that really matter because obviously I read the book. But then other times there's these fights where like, okay, like I know we're just kind of in a melee, and there's something's gonna happen, but it's not like the biggest thing. So I was coming to this chapter and I forgot a lot of it. And this fight was coming out. I was like, okay. I kind of knew where we were going. But then I guess I forgot how much of it was almost like the duel's over pretty quick. And then most of the chapter is almost dedicated to like, let's try and heal him. And it becomes like a crisis of, can we heal our wounded warrior? Which I think is such a more interesting way for the chapter to steer into than just like to really focus on a duel that like, I don't know. I was feeling, Trots is Trots, and like the other contestant doesn't get a name, so I feel like I knew where we were going, So I don't know. I kind of appreciated the kind of strange shape the chapter has. But
And then another thing I like, this chapter is actually really good, and I gotta say, for the first time ever, like literally ever, I enjoyed the whole thing that I read, like the whole all 4 chapters.
Big day.
Wow.
Yeah,
Huge.
like I actually sat down and read 3 chapters all at once, so that was like crazy for me.
Damn.
But anyway, all that to say, I want to talk about also Perrin and his like internal crisis that he was having when he told Mallet or whoever he told, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to kill yourself if that's what it takes to heal Trots.
Yeah, he was like, you gotta do it, Mallet.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, and Mallet was like, well, I'll die, but I'll do it if it's for you and the team. And he's like, okay, yeah, bye.
And then he's just like, God damn, these people are crazy.
Like Mallet's like clearly being like, okay, just so you know, I'll die. And he's like, yep. That's what I'm saying.
Perrin's not picking up on the body language.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to die. Tell me I don't have to do this.
Are you sure this is what you want?
I'll give you a third chance. Are you very, very sure?
So just to reiterate, I will die. Okay, so now let's talk about quickly. He goes into the healing Warren thing.
Who?
Mallet.
Yeah, Mallet channels the Barghast Warren through.
So why does it start
Telemandos.
ripping him apart? And then those spirits are whispering like, no, we'll take care of you. You're okay.
So I think I got this. So we haven't even touched on this yet, but we are slowly learning that the Warrens are the arteries of Kroll,
Yeah,
or just like part of Kroll.
Let's talk a little bit about it, since it's like kind of we learn a lot about in these 4 chapters.
Yes.
How troubled the Warrens are.
So I think I've got it. Okay, so we have Kroll, one of the elder gods, and he creates Warrens at some point, or Warrens begin existing at some point, and they are a part of him, and it's a way for him to give power to like humanity.
This is all good.
Okay, good. So people don't actually know that until very, very recently. Well, maybe some people do, but most people do not know that. And now key players are learning that they are actually like channeling power through an elder god's body.
Lady Envy.
Yes.
Yeah, Lady Envy speaks with Kroll about
Yes,
that.
you're right. So then, the crippled god, his current plan is he is infecting these Warrens, and I guess he's probably infecting the Warrens by infecting Kroll, although I don't think understand exactly how it's happening just yet.
I think the Warren of Chaos isn't like I think Chaos.
Yes, that's right. Chaos is kind of leaking in, and what we know is that because he tells somebody, I can't remember who, but what we learn is that his goal is not to destroy Warrens. It is to basically overwhelm them, I think, so that he can make slight changes. And then, like, when the Warrens are back to normal, they are altered in a way that the crippled god wants, I think, is kind of what was being hinted at. But I'm not really positive on that. But so because they're currently being affected by chaos, like, almost anyone that uses Warrens just can't use them right now, which is really bad, obviously. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I would say that's mostly correct. Some of that middle stuff I'm not going to sign on to, but definitely like big picture, that's like what's happening, you know.
Cool.
So then who were the little spirits in there that were like, that put his ass back together?
Oh,
those were the Barghast spirits.
Yeah, they were the Barghast spirits who were like helping out kind of on Quick Ben's behalf.
Why are they in there?
Because he was channeling the Barghast Warren, and like they had just talked to Quick Ben, so like, because Quick Ben saved Telemandus, so then they were like,
okay.
Yeah.
So you're telling me they dragged Quick Ben underground.
Sure.
In a totally different location.
Yeah. And well, they dragged him into the Warren.
From standing up.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
So they just pulled him in.
Yeah. They're like, "What's up?" Ding ding ding. It's your friend.
It was like a phone call.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Makes sense. Understood. They dragged him into a Warren. Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's it.
I do like how, like, sometimes, like, the book, like, we're dealing with, I would say, like, front page Warrens, you know, the Warren of Healing, the Warren of Blank, the Warren of Shadow. Mm-hmm. And then other times, like, there are just these Warrens, like, Finnier's Warren, not, like, the biggest league Warren. Or, like, I honestly did not know this First Landing thing existed, was a Warren, totally forgot it, you know? But, like, I guess this is a Warren, too, you know? Just sometimes there are these little itsy-bitsy niche Warrens that you gotta appreciate. I do.
I do.
Mm-hmm. I 3.
Anyway, the next chapter's a little short one. Do one of you want to read the summary?
Josh is always the best at reading.
Oh. I was trying to nose goes it, but yeah, I can read. All right, I'm ready.
No, you can nose goes it.
No, I've got it. Here we go.
I've
I've got it. You'll read chapter 13.
I feel
I'll
terrible.
get 12. Okay.
Oh, I'll do 12. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Talk has been traveling with the Tendascauri for 3 weeks. And Aster, the first child, has Talk ride amongst the lieutenants on a horse. They reach an outlook where the Pannion seer speaks to them. Talk curses him in his head. Talk considers more of the path along the Tendascauri. And Aster speaks to his army. They may not reach the southern city Coral in time for its siege. They will ride to feast on what remains. But Talk is to speak with the Pannion seer. With Talk's vacant eye, he sees Lady Envy and Tool. Tool is wounded, and Lady Envy speaks of elder races. Talk awakes and is imprisoned in the seer's tower. The Pannion seer is a Jagat, tall and gaunt. The seer speaks of Talk's eye and the beast throne. He wields sorcery against Talk and has a Shane Shamau crush his bones in the first act of torture.
That was so bad.
Yeah, I feel so bad for our boy Talk.
That was so bad.
I got a feeling it ain't gonna be the last time he gets tortured the shit out of.
I like literally don't even want to read it anymore for him. I want to cancel his book out.
I might just like hope Peter covers it pretty well in the podcast.
I just feel like, you know, you reap what you sow. You know, Talk joined the Tendascauri. I don't know what he was looking for out of this experience. Do you know what I mean?
Peter, that's not
true.
Cool. He was not looking for this. He's so stupid. Talk is so stupid. Like, you can't even... I mean, but he's right. Like, you see what Lady Envy and all them are doing. Like, he would have died.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Unless, you know... Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I guess, like, what do you choose? I mean, he definitely didn't think it was going to go to... Like, at this point, I would have rather died.
Yeah, this is not going to end well at all for our boy, so...
I mean, I personally have never had all of my bones smashed, magically healed, and then smashed again by a giant dinosaur. So, you know...
Like slowly healed, so
everyone
pause
the fuck up right now. Okay, I did not understand until the Discord was in my life that the Kashin Shimao are gigantic dinosaurs. Like, what the fuck?
There's different drawings of them, but yeah, they definitely... are pretty beefy. They're beefy boys.
Yeah,
When
but
I
like
thought of them,
some of them
though,
have
I didn't
dinosaurs
think
with
of that.
sword arms. I don't know.
In my mind, they come in different sizes. So I think some of them are more velociraptor sized, and then some are bigger, like
I don't know.
full Jurassic Park sized.
I thought that they walked like up straight. Like I didn't see them as a curved body. I
they're
just
like
saw them as,
straight lizards.
yeah, they're total. They they might have a little arch to them, but they're not like completely half bent,
Interesting.
like the T-Rex. They didn't look like that to me.
I definitely always imagined them as, I just kind of imagine them more like car sized. Do you know what I mean? Just kind of like tiny little, like a Mini Cooper sized raptor.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I definitely thought them as bigger than that because like I'd kind of laugh at that if I saw it. Even
A little Mini Cooper. I don't think I would laugh at if it was an undead dinosaur with
Yeah, I don't
sword
care. I don't
arms.
care what
So-
size an undead
I might
dinosaur
go
is. I'm
and
not
give it a
laughing
little
at
hug.
it.
Little pet.
That's a classic Jurassic Park mistake, Inch.
Yes, it is.
To be honest,
You're one of the park visitors who die. So
yeah. Now that I think of it, I think Talk is also getting a little hug. So
Yeah, true.
that's true. So what did you think? We also got a little look. We got a close up look at Anaster and some more. We heard more
Oh,
about what it was
wait.
like to be traveling with the tennis scoury.
Are we going to return?
Disgusted.
Sorry, are we going to return to the Pannion Seer, or should I have a comment on that now?
Coming away.
Is the Pannion Seer like somewhere related to the shit that happened in the prologue? You know, with there's like that tear, and they say that they're going to be there eternally tortured forever. And I was wondering if that's kind of what's happening to Talk right now. I don't know. I was very curious
I
about all
agree
that
with
stuff.
that, especially because
And then this dude's a jaghut in like a child's body.
yeah, it
I
had,
don't
like,
know.
And I'm wondering, like the little kids. Is it the current?
Like, is this the little kid that got murdered? You know, thrown into that fucking tear?
I think it is. I
I think it is.
You know so okay. This is a crazy thing that I'm going to throw out here. So
Do it. What's up? Hit it.
So there are those two children. There's a girl and a boy. Did
Yes.
they have names?
They're unnamed in the prologue.
I just feel like there's one of them is that one, and then the other one is out there somewhere doing things.
Or still in the tear, you know? Maybe one escaped.
I think one escaped.
Yeah, I think this guy escaped, and I think the other one is not. I think the other one's still there.
Did he escape though? Because he said you're going to replace me.
That's what without did see. Yes, the replace me. That's what got me there. That was like I don't know.
Peter,
Okay,
can
I'm
you
glad we're on the
confirm or
same page,
deny
India.
that these twins are still
Peter, I'm
relevant?
clicking on your square in Google Hangouts. Blink twice if we're right.
I have
He
no
closed his
official
eyes.
comment, so
I literally need to know if I'm right because I feel like that they are currently in the book now and we know them as characters.
I mean, we're definitely gonna read like another 400 pages of this book. So
I don't know.
I don't know either. Because then he's like, when he's talking, I'll bring it up in the next chapter because it's about the next chapter.
do you want to read the summary for that chapter?
Are we done with this one already?
I mean, you could talk about. What else? What are you gonna say?
I mean, there is an Aster, and that dude fucking sucks.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that at all. Or the walk,
oh,
or the
crazy,
food, or that they're not going to go to
crazy
Capustan. They're going to somewhere else 1st.
They're going to Coral. It's another city in the south.
Yeah, they're going to Coral.
Crazy to me that what's it called? Fuck that Talk hasn't eaten a human yet. Like, go Talk. He's crushing it.
I would.
He's crushing it. He's also describes as like the mad, malnourished body. So like,
Yes.
Do you think that they cook the bodies? Because I mean, if it's cooked, I'd probably eat it.
you want to do it? You want to just do raw?
I wouldn't do raw, no, but cooked. If I was hungry enough, wouldn't you?
I'd eat a human.
If it was like that or death, would you really rather die?
I don't even know how close to death I'd have to be, you know?
Nice try. This hasn't been elaborate police sting. I'm on you, Josh.
He got us.
This has been a long con.
We've been friends for
stepped-
years just to try to get you to say you'd eat a human. We knew
Almost
it.
stepped right into that one. You got me.
Yeah, definitely. I would never eat a human. Eat a human? Ew.
Never.
I guess we didn't talk about it, but man, there's a lot of soldiers at Capustan. And the Kachain Shamal and the Talana Mass. We didn't talk about the whole military situation at all.
Because it's a moot point. They're going to die. So, I don't know. Like, they're not going to die because, like, it's fucking a book,
what?
so they have to not die. But, like, we gotta wait for the Deus Ex Machina to show up and be like, we're gonna save the day. Which I guess is the multiple armies that we know are heading there. So I guess they just have to hold out for a couple pushes and then they're fine.
Yeah, but
they talk about that they think they're like 6 weeks away, so they would just have to live for 6 weeks.
Yeah. That's easy. It's casual.
I don't know. I don't know. 6 weeks sounds like a lot when you have like starving people ready to murder you.
Yeah. It's not going to go well.
Destroy you. It's, oh my God. And then whatever.
Anaster? How do you guys say it?
Anaster.
I don't say anything. I just kind of skip over it.
Hey, do you guys have internal monologues? Did you guys know that some people don't have internal monologues?
Are they
like when they read books, they don't actually think the word in their head. They just, internalize it.
I flip back and forth between the two. Sometimes
I vocalize every word in my head.
Are you
really?
Yes.
That sounds like kind of like a psychopath tendency.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like
I just have a voice that reads the book to me.
No, not you. No, the opposite
Okay.
one. To not have a voice in your head.
Yeah, right?
Well,
That's crazy.
I don't really hear a voice, and I don't really picture anything either. I kind of just like...
You're one of them. You can't like draw an image in your mind's eye. If I told you to draw a circle in your head, could you?
You definitely have a mind's
No,
eye.
I can, but when I'm reading the book, I don't imagine all the characters. Like I
don't
every
imagine
kind of,
them.
What?
Actually, it's kind of like a movie in my head.
Yeah. You gotta imagine them all.
I don't really. I mean, they're there, but it's kind of like blurry. It's not like people have faces.
Well, I don't really use the way they describe them because I usually skip those parts. So they just look however I want them to look.
Everyone looks like Jennifer Aniston. I don't know why I chose Janiston.
No, I don't.
No, dude, we know you're a Jan head.
To
It's
the
okay.
Western way of beauty.
I know it was such a bad choice.
Pete's such a Jan fan. He's always talking about her.
Damn, Peter's embarrassed now.
I'm
man,
embarrassed.
found
I
his
so
secret.
regret the Janiston pick. I could have picked literally anyone
You
else.
could have.
Oh, this has been a good one.
I enjoyed that.
Definitely. This is a winner.
Peter is chagrined.
All right. Chapter 13. The Rivy walk alongside One Arm's host. Silver Fox is a grown woman, and the Mime sees visions of death. Whiskey Jack tries to comfort her, speaking of fears and projection. Whiskey Jack speaks with Dujek, Krupp, and Korlat about the bridge burners, the Barghast, and Capustan. He goes to find Silver Fox, but not before Dujek offends Krupp. Whiskey Jack speaks with soldiers guarding Silver Fox, then with the woman herself. Silver Fox speaks to the similarities between the two, and the Trigal Trade Guild appears. Silver Fox notices the Warrens they are traveling by are bleeding. Whiskey Jack speaks with the Trigal merchant, sees crushed demons, and they help them unload the wagons. In his tent, Calor considers his past. Then Gethel appears, the herald of the House of Chains. He offers Calor to ascend to the king of the house. Gethel speaks of the poison of the Warren, his brother Gothos, and says the crippled god will make Silver Fox vulnerable if the High King reveals where Moonspawn has moved to. Outside, Whiskey Jack and Korlat speak of the poisoned Warrens and the many forces in the host. They speak of their people's past battles in the Black Dog Forest, and honor between them. Korlat wants them to be lovers. They speak of what this means for Atist Andy, and then they go to her tent. In her dream, the Mime is carried by an undead dragon gently off a cliff. She finds her young body again, only to awake to reality, seething in hatred. My mind first went to Brad Pitt, and then I was like, no, that's too boring.
we're still on the Janiston.
I was like, that's too boring. You should choose someone else. So I guess
So good. So good.
So we're with One Arms host again, and India. We catch up with Whiskey Jack, and he has a whole conversation with Silver Fox. He ends his section going to bed with Corlat. How did you feel about catching up?
That was incredible. That's the only thing I care about.
Oh yeah.
What the them going to bed?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, going to bed.
Yeah. Everyone knows India's a huge shipper.
Big into shipping.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than that, Peter. She wants to wake up in his arms. Okay.
It's pretty nice.
It is.
It's not just casual. She's not that kind of. That kind of Talani Mass.
She's a Tistandy.
Tisty Andy person, creature, woman.
Did you think anything of Whiskey Jack's conversation with Silver Fox? She speaks of feeling kind of an obligation to the Talani Mass that are coming.
No, okay, all right. Here's first thing first. We skipped over everything. The whole beginning.
I was just trying to bite into like the Whiskey Jack part of it, and then get into.
I mean, I guess like, what about it? Oh my God, woe is me. I'm so plagued with the fact that I make so many friends. It's so painful.
I just have so many friends.
Too many connections.
Too many people report to me.
He is kind of a whiner.
Yeah, I have no time or tolerance for that. Just like tell me what the gathering's about, or don't tell me anything at all. I don't want to hear about your feelings.
Preach.
And that's how I felt about that. To be honest, I think it was yeah. Like that whole part to me was just like, so the problem is you're too nice to people. Like you have too many people to deal with. Shut up. That's how I felt.
See, I really identify with that because I just have so many friends and they're kind of just falling off trees.
Oh, can you name
tens of
four?
Thousands?
Tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Josh, in this we get a I have friends. I like my friends. I love my friends.
Yeah, I bet you got friends.
I love my friends. Anyway,
Jen Aniston.
Yeah, you got Janiston, you got Pitt.
I got like 12 posters of Janiston and one big one of Brad.
God, the image of a Brad fat head in your room is just fucking burned to my mind now.
Oh my God. So
anyway, Josh.
So Josh, about the High King Calor, he gets approached with a new job opportunity by the big new startup in town, the Crippled God.
Here's my question. Why the fuck did anyone not think that Calor's the shittiest and like having him near all the important intel could be at all a bad idea?
I think Caladan Brood is approached by it early in the book, and he's like, well, he's got good tactics, but like the definitely
You know what else
sucks.
has good tactics? Someone that isn't going to actively undermine our every move.
Listen, I think you have a very valid point, and we should bring it up at the next All Hands, because I think, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to write a letter to Erickson, let him know that this doesn't make sense.
Our next all hands with Erickson when we, discuss everything that we thought was wrong with the book that he wrote.
Yeah.
Please.
Hey, number one, how dare you?
First off, how dare you?
Yeah.
I appreciate seeing Gethel, and he's just, I don't know. I just like seeing Jaggets. They're a soothing, silly presence.
I do think Jackets
them.
I think they're growing on me in terms of they're just funny.
Yeah, they all kind of have almost similar type of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Quite dry.
Very dry.
Quite dry.
Yes.
That was my...
if I do say so myself.
That was my wine drinking impression.
Oh, God.
All right. Well, Inge, do you have anything to say about Calor, or do you want to speak of the Mybe?
I want to talk about her, always.
I feel like these parts are... Her parts in this chapter rule, as my opinion.
They are incredible.
Why do you feel that way?
I don't know. I just think it's like, it's just like it's so dreamy. It's like about like a grief in motherhood, which is very interesting. And it's obviously like a robust subject to write about. And I find it to be such a welcome change of pace from like every other storyline. Do you mean?
I feel bad that she hates her daughter.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
And doesn't talk to her anymore. That's really sad.
But like, I don't know if I could talk to someone that was sucking my life force out either. Like on Surreal. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, but like you should talk to your mother, so. Yeah,
but she's not sucking my life force out.
You think that Silver Fox should try? I mean, I feel like she probably has tried talking to her, and she's just.
I actually don't think she has.
You parasite.
I agree. I don't know if Silver Fox is making the effort to give her mom a call.
Yeah.
I mean, less than a call, and just maybe like a 100-foot walk. maybe.
100-foot walk and maybe like 30 years of life back.
At least. She seems
Minimum.
pretty crispy at this point. Little.
Is Silver Fox full on like an adult now?
She's hot
Like, is
now.
that
She
where
has
we're
a
at?
sultry walk. She is slim
She is
thick.
hot
She
now,
has
right?
full hips.
But is it cool to call her hot? It's unclear.
I'm calling her hot. Done.
Until
I'm not going there. That's not for
I'll let Perrin's gonna decide for me. Like when Perrin is just like, yo, she got a bod, then I'll be like, all right, it's cool. Until
She's a
then,
woman
I'm
now.
just not gonna
I
talk
don't know
about
if that's the barometer. Let the record show, but
I
Yeah,
think it's
because
fine.
at one point they were like, "Where's your sister?" And then someone's like, "Oh, at 12 she went to get married." And I was like,
yeah.
Did you guys not hear that?
Honestly-
It happened. I read it. I swear it happened.
Well, I believe you. Yeah.
Which thing?
Silver Fox is a really?
What?
That's Silver
Is
Fox?
that like is that an official image?
There's no official, but that's like I'm sure
Okay.
someone drew that. Why? What caught your eye about that illustration, India?
The coloring. I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
she
did-
was brown.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I think I had a Native American vibe in my head, is what I kind of got
Kruppa
out of it.
too? Are Darujas saying
Kruppa?
people tan?
What?
Well, it's in the name, India.
Darujas tan.
Tan.
Yes, I imagined that. Yeah.
Kruppa always had a Friar Tuck image for me.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe not Krupp, but definitely all the Rivi. The Rivi are definitely.
Not white.
It's all,
Yeah.
it's all
You were searching for a word there. You're looking for not white.
Yeah, not white was the word I was looking for.
okay, that's fine. All right, Parentua apparently. Wow, I didn't know this. This is like news
I
to
didn't
me.
either. Wait, Terran too? Parent too, I mean?
That's what that's how they put him in the wiki.
Huh, alright.
Who am I? Anyway, moving on to other things. Yeah, so the Maib. I feel bad. Her dreams. Are they real dreams? They're real.
I feel like they're gonna be real, right? It's gotta be
Except
real
she's
eventually.
young in her dreams.
But like,
then
she's
she's always
gonna
pissed.
eventually become young, I feel, or die
I think
terribly.
so too. I think so too.
I think she's gonna become like young again.
I don't know who's gonna do it, but Peter doesn't know. Peter has nothing
Peter
to
can't
say.
say anything.
I have no official statement at this time.
All right. Maybe at the next All Hands.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, there's not much to say about that, I feel. I kind of got annoyed at Whiskey Jack, though. I feel like he, like, low-key belittles her feelings, and it pisses me off.
Silver Fox?
No,
Oh, mine.
Maib.
Oh,
Yeah.
I fully agree with that.
Like, with Silver Fox, he's like, I totally understand. Like, it's so hard to be popular. And then with the Maib, he's like, they're dreams, and it's projections of your negative feelings.
And it's like, sure, like I get that you're right, Whiskey Jack, maybe, but like let's like practice being a better listener, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Like, Whiskey Jack's only, like, super tender and kind to the hot young things. And you know what? I'm not subscribing to that.
Well, everything's in motion, you know. They're heading south. Tok's in trouble, and Capustan's surrounded. You know, we're building up. You know.
Yeah, and also the people that came from the Bloody Warrens.
Oh, the Trigal Trade Guild.
Yeah. What the
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
was that about?
This
And
was
if
crazy.
The amount of horse death that I experienced while reading these books is like truly soul crushing. In excruciating detail every time. They came out in a burst of fire. Then they were engulfed by flames. They were screaming. Then they were husks. It's just like, can they just somehow be magically untouched every time?
Well, I got bad news because I feel like we're only more conflict is coming in this book. Do you know what I mean? So
Nothing was
Yeah.
worse though than when the freaking lizard people.
they pulled apart the change them all.
Oh my god, no. When they sliced the hooves off the horse.
Oh,
Yeah.
brutal, yeah.
Horrifying. But yeah, so anyway, back to that situation. The Warrens are bleeding.
The Warrens are bleeding, and we touched on this earlier with all the Krull stuff.
Yeah, but it's still like, what happens now? Can they not go back in? Are they now stuck with them? Did they bring the supplies?
I think they did bring the supplies, or am I mistaken?
They had four like things for.
Yeah, I know
Truck
they were
things.
late, but I believe they showed up and delivered.
Now, are they stuck with them, or can they go back through their bloody warren with fire?
From my
They said... Go ahead.
from my understanding, the demons were trying to catch a ride, so to speak, because the Warrens are so poisoned. So they were kind of smashed on
and
their
the
way
hand
out.
was stuck.
Yeah.
The hand was stuck on the wheel until it dries off.
All right. anything else to say, or should we kind of wrap up the show for this week?
I think that's about all we got.
I really think we've hit everything.
Yes.
Not a stone left unturned.
Well, before we wrap up, let's do a quick little check-in, because we're halfway through the book. How are you all feeling?
Confident.
Easily the best book so far of the series.
Hard
no
agree.
doubts.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're having a good time. I look forward to finishing it.
Same.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. We mentioned we have a Facebook group and a Discord now, so check those out. We're at 10 Very Big Books on Twitter and Gmail. Let us know what you think of the show and send us a correction if you have one. And then before we head into Capustan, India, what do you think is going to happen in the second half of this book?
I think that Talk is going to continue to get tortured. No, that's not a good prediction. I'm just kidding.
That's a weak prediction.
I agree with that.
Okay. I think. Wait. Oh my God. I want to know where Lady Envy is going and what she's doing.
Tools along with them.
Yeah, I think that they are going to end up in Capustan and they're going to save the day.
And Josh, a prediction from you for the second half of the book?
I feel like they're going to attack Capustan very quickly, and it's going to be... I don't even know how they're going to survive. I mean, I guess it's going to be by the skin of their teeth constantly for the next several chapters. So...
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.
I should have just taken your bye. I should have said, thanks for the predictions, and we'll talk to you soon. God damn it.
Peter, that's not an ending. Who will you talk to soon? Me and Josh?
I don't know.
Or the
I don't
audience?
know. Let's just hope AJ fades us all out.
No.
Into our
Sometimes
oblivion.
he does that. I got it. It's gonna be good. Well, thanks for those predictions, Josh and India. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye, guys.
Yep, fade us out, AJ. All right, I'm hitting stop on the recording. Bye.
We have to do predictions before.
So.
Hello everyone, producer AJ here, trying to make this one short so I can upload it quickly. So sorry for the minor delay with this one. Thank you for being so understanding on Twitter and on Discord. Speaking of, you can join our Discord at bit.ly/VBB Discord. That's capital V, capital B, capital B, capital D Discord. The link will be also in our show notes. Keeping it short, as always, thank you so much to Dan Gesrick for making our spectacular logo. You can follow him on Twitter at Dan Gesrick for the hottest COVID-19/baseball season length takes. And of course, the wonderful music in today's episode is by the one and only Amaranthin from their album Simulant Rain, which you can find along with their other music on bandcamp.com. Links to their pages will be in the show notes, and 10 Very Big Books will be back in 2 weeks on April 17th with chapters 14, 15, 16, and 17 of Memories of Ice. Talk to you then, and thank you so much for listening.
How do people get tempeh that crispy?
That's the
Just-
question.
We are making a podcast.
Listen, Peter, you said that you wanted more content, and that's what we're giving you here.
I don't think when people are like, you should have longer shows, they meant we should include Peter trying to wrangle them into...
Josh, I'm on the website now, too. Go ahead.
Budget bite rules.
You can't both be on the same website.
This is where I get all my recipe ideas. Beth rules. She's the one that
So
runs the
there are
blog.
2 storylines in chapter 10.